what is this thing that you posted about recently? My audience would really like to hear about, because my audience is full of just beautiful, wonderful people who have gotten out of religion. A lot of my audience is still religious or identifies being a Christian. And I love that. I love that we can come together and build this community. But specifically, what you're going to talk about has to do with people just getting out of religion, right?
Yes. Yeah. So I'm currently working with a production company just in casting, helping to connect people who have left recently or are about to leave a religious environment, not independent fundamental Baptists only. It can be any religion, preferably those that have a patriarchal stripe to them or purity culture, like that type of group, which applies to many different religions, as we've talked about. And so the show is basically going to be focusing on the joys that you can experience in the real world and exploring new experiences, new sensations for the very first time leaving a repressive religious environment. And so right now we're trying to cast for people that are, again, freshly out or about to leave and are willing to document their journey, trying new, exciting, fun things within the world. And so whether that's getting a haircut for the first time, going on a date with someone without a weird chaperone from the church that your parents arranged for this relationship to happen, getting a tattoo, like all of those things. And in the form people can fill out, those experiences better than anybody. So it'll ask you, like, what are some things you haven't done because you're in a cultish environment that you would love to do? And I'm really excited about it because as much as it's needed, I obviously host a podcast that focuses on the heavy sides of things. I think the levity and the joy that comes from embracing who you are and discovering yourself through the process of leaving a hyper-controlling group is really powerful. And so I think showcasing that's going to be really amazing. The production company, I can't share too many details yet. I just know from the past work that they've done, they're very sensitive to people from these types of backgrounds, especially to survivors of abuse in some of these environments. So it's not going to be exploitative. It's not going to be something that, is really invasive. I know they're going to take steps to make sure everyone involved is safe, cared for, supported, because as beautiful as some of it is, it can be scary. It can be traumatizing in some ways. And so, I know one of the producers really well. I've had a lot of conversations with the team behind it, and I feel very confident in the product that it's going to become is going to be amazing and beautiful. And I'm only bummed that I can't apply because I'm too far out, because it sounds like fun. But for anyone who is interested, I'll have a link to the application in the show notes. It's a couple quick questions that'll go to the main casting office. They'll review all those. So if you are interested at all and you meet any of those criteria, be sure to go fill it out. And you'll hear something back if it's a good fit. If not, you didn't lose anything by applying. So you're all set to go.
It's a big deal to put yourself out there in any way, even that way. And so, if you're comfortable doing that, that to me is a win. A couple questions for you though. Mm-hmm. Two questions I can think of. Number one, when you say just getting out or about to leave religion, what kind of time frame are you kind of looking for?
I would just say it's kind of based on how little you've done. So like, if you have been out for a year, but you've kind of just been sitting in your house and haven't really changed anything since you left, you'd probably be a good fit. As far as like age range, there's not really a age range on it. So you don't have to be like 18 fresh out of high school and like now you're ready to take on the world. If you're 55 and, just got divorced from your patriarchal husband and you're, resetting your life, that's also a good fit. It's really just dependent on like, again, how out you are, like as far as the process. But again, in the application, you can explain that like, hey, there's, I haven't done these things, or I've been crippled with fear about doing this specific thing. Here's why I'm a good fit. And, we're excited for the discovery of those things more than just telling people if you fit these criteria exactly. The only other thing I'll say is, the show is not a dating show. Nobody would want to apply for another dating show. But they are preferring people who are single, just because of, there's opportunity for meeting people outside of your religious bubble, and things like that. So it's, that's another piece there. But other than that, I mean, if you're sitting there going, oh, I've never done a lot of normal things because I was in an abnormal cult, there's probably space for you somewhere in there, at least to be considered for it. But again, I'm excited to see what some of those answers are.
Yeah, I'm excited to see the range of experience or lack of experience, doing worldly things. If I'd had any kind of support when I left, it would have been a game changer.
Right.
I've talked about it before, but a lot of these, how I was raised, a lot of the kids were born at home. And when they go to leave, they don't even have a birth certificate. They're not even registered as a living human being. So it can be that extreme, or it could be, oh my gosh, I don't even know how to shop for jeans because I've never been allowed to wear pants.
Right. Put you on the spot. Is there anything you still have not done as a result of growing up in a hyper-controlling religious group that's just like a normal activity, like going to a concert or is there anything like that that's still on your list?
There are things that are on my list. I'm not good on the spot with memory stuff, but there's still things that I haven't experienced. I've also thought, you mentioned like it kind of sucks because neither you or I could go on something like that because we've been out so long. But perhaps you could pitch the idea of doing another show, a spinoff where it's, the OG.
The
fun, like we've been out
bucket
here.
List thing to do.
Yeah. And what they do is they pair up the newbies, the ones just leaving, with the OGs who've been out to just like be support and mentors. See,
that is we're just finding a way to put ourselves in it, but it's it's like a Big Brother program for cult members,
We just want to be supported. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I was trying to think when they pitched, I was like, there's gotta be something. I think the only thing I haven't really done, I've checked a lot of boxes. I think the only thing I haven't done is I haven't been to a real concert. I've been to a Christian concert, and that's it.
Yeah.
I've never been to like a real legit concert.
What type of music do you listen to, first of all? Please don't say country.
I hate country.
I'm about to end this recording.
Yeah, I hate country. Classic rock and roll is my jam. I'm also I love rap, but I don't think I would fit in at and it's not a rap concert, there you go. But yeah, I love rap.
Guys, I'm so embarrassed. I'm so sorry. No, I'm kidding.
I would love to go to a rap concert.
Event.
Yes. 3 tickets to the rap concert. I love rock. I love Alice Cooper, AC/DC. That's kind of my defaults that I go into.
Are you 75? No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, right. I'm 75. I like a little bit of, but I'm pretty eclectic, and everything. But yeah, I like classic rock is kind of my jam.
Well, whenever we eventually hang out, like when Dustin and I hang out with you and your wife, Dustin and I go to a lot of concerts every year because he's a vocalist for a band. That's not what he does full time. But he does it. He writes music, and we go to a lot of rock and metal shows.
Very cool.
So that's right up our alley. So we got you. Yeah. So people applying for this, I like the point you made about protecting people's well-being and emotional safety for something like this, because I know that is a concern, that initially popped in my brain, but it probably will be for a lot of people. Just the heaviness of just getting out and then having your experience documented and eventually televised, that can be very intimidating and terrifying.
Yeah.
But it sounds like there's things in place to protect the participants, which I think is extremely important here.
Right.
For sure.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I know one of the people who's involved in it has worked on several other productions in the past. And that was a big question mark for me before agreeing to do anything. But, the person who I'm connected with who's helping on the production side, she literally runs a nonprofit I'm on the board of that helps abuse survivors. So our head is in the same spot. And so if there were red flags, we'd be I think we'd be the first to be peace out. Good luck with your project, So, everything so far though, I'm really excited and I'm happy for the approach. And like I said, I think it's gonna be cool. It's not for everybody. Some are very private. Some love digesting this stuff, publicly. And I put myself in that category. So for someone like me a few years ago, I would have jumped at this. And I know for others, like my wife would have been like, heck no, I would never want to do this. So just depends on your personality and, consider yourself first before signing up. But it could be cool for the right person.